You've done it before. You opened a message. You read it, but you never replied. It only took a few seconds. Then you put your phone down. That was it. But somewhere, right now, someone might still be waiting for your reply. They check their phone. A few minutes later, they check again. And they wonder, did I do something wrong? Why haven't they replied? But here's the strange part. This story isn't really about them. It's about you. Why didn't you reply? Were you actually busy? Did you really forget? Or did you never truly know why? Most people think leaving someone on read is a simple choice. You didn't reply because you didn't want to. Because you weren't interested. End of story. But researchers started asking a different question. What were you feeling in that exact moment? Most people gave almost the same answer. Nothing. I didn't think much about it. I was going to reply later. But their brains were telling a different story. Brain imaging studies found that when people read a message and chose silence, a region called the insula became active. Most people have never heard of it. But the insula plays a critical role in one thing: recognizing what you're feeling in real time, not creating emotions, becoming aware of them. And that's where things get strange. You thought you felt nothing, but your brain may have felt discomfort, pressure, awkwardness, maybe even guilt. The problem is, those feelings passed too quickly. Before you could understand them, your hand had already put the phone down. That's why people often say, I honestly don't know why I didn't reply. And strangely enough, they might be telling the truth because your brain had already made the decision. Your conscious mind was simply catching up. But it gets even more interesting. The people who are hurt the most by being left on read are often the same people who leave others on read, the people who've waited anxiously for a reply, the people who've felt ignored, the people who've stared at their phones late at night. Those people are often the ones who go silent. Why? Because their brains don't use silence as indifference. They use it as protection. If I don't reply first, I can't be hurt first. If I create distance, I lower the risk of rejection. So sometimes silence isn't indifference. It's fear wearing the mask of indifference. And maybe that's one of the most human things about us. Right now, someone is staring at a single word on their screen. Read. Just one word. No explanation, no closure, no ending. They might believe you made a choice. A deliberate decision not to reply. But the truth may be more complicated than that. Your brain had already made the decision. You simply created the explanation afterward. We like to believe we're in control of our choices, but many of our decisions are made long before we're aware of them. Read. Just one word. That person may still be wondering why you never replied. But the stranger truth is, you may not fully know either. We believe we make our decisions consciously, but more often than we'd like to admit, the explanation comes after the decision. And chances are, the next time it happens, you'll tell yourself the same thing. I'll reply later. But now you know. That later was probably never coming. Maybe you didn't stop the reply. Maybe your brain did, and you've been trying to explain that decision ever since.